What is going on, guys? It's your boy Seso here, bringing us a cool little Cinema4D tutorial here today. Right away, I'm actually going to say something pretty cool. It's a cool little announcement for you guys. I know you guys will enjoy it. So I came to the realization that I really want to post more than like once a week. I'm thinking right now, like every Monday and every Friday would be a really cool little, like, you know, motive to like post more than once a week and such, and get into that like kind of like that groove. I know you guys really want it. So if you guys really want to do this and stick to this kind of a cool little plan, just leave a like, guys. It's going to do so much for me. I really appreciate it. You know, the extra motivation that you guys really want this would be even more better, because it just makes it more worth, I guess you can say. But so yeah, it's just the reason why I came up to this conclusion is I really don't, you know, sometimes every week, you know, I post something I just kind of really just want to post because, you know, I just really want to show you guys something. You know, and sometimes, you know, people are like, I don't like the quality of this kind of video here. So I'm just like, I thought if I post more, I get to post what I really want to post, and, you know, have like no doubts or like worries that people are not gonna like it because it's just an idea that I had. So I think that a pretty cool little, I think it's gonna be a pretty cool little, I guess, little ride for the next few months to see how this works. So if you guys want it, please just leave a like, comment down below if you guys want to see. The last time I've done more than once a week uploads was probably like a year and a half ago, when I had less than like, I think 15K subs. So that's a pretty gosh darn big thing for me, so I really can't wait to see what happens here if you guys would really enjoy it. But today, we're going to bring you guys some cool Cinema4D 3D animated overlays, something pretty cool I wanted to show you guys, and I'll put like maybe like the overlay in the top like right now or something to show you guys what we did at the end of the project, or if I like fix a little bit of stuff. But, you know, I'm going to show you guys a cool little base, like, you know, how to actually do something like this. It's kind of fun just to waste some time, or just if you really want something different in like the overlay scene, if you're really into overlays, you want to do something different, it's a pretty gosh darn cool ass way to, you know, showcase whatever, your name and such, whatever you want to do. So, let's get going. We're probably going to hop into Photoshop if we need to like, just get some little pen tool paths or something in, because I don't like to use, sometimes I don't really like to use the freehand or whatever, not these little splines things. But, yeah, other than that, let's get started right here, right now. So, of course, what we're going to have to start off with is like a freaking cool little cube here, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I have my camera set. I'll have my camera set there. I'll probably give you guys a Lightroom, just so you know, probably the same Lightroom as this one as well, and like the HDRI, of course, for the sky and such, just in case if you guys don't have a Lightroom or anything. Or I'll probably make a better one just for this kind of thing. I don't know, we'll see, actually. But yeah, right now we're just going to take this cube, we're going to click on this, and we're going to make sure the size is all good. So I'm just going to make sure I shrink this, we're going to shrink this, and we don't really need to have depth to it. I'll say about like that. It's pretty okay. Now I'm going to switch back to my camera so I make sure this is good. Alright, maybe, what is Y the up? Okay, yeah. I don't know, I guess that's okay, right? It's not too bad. No, it's not bad at all, actually. I think I'll keep it there. So now I just want to start off with a really nice little simple cube, like a nice skinny cube that I can just have just for like my base for the overlay and such. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to show you guys really quickly like what you would have to do to extend things, keyframing and such like that. It's gonna, obviously it's going to be motion design, so I'm going to check my settings really quickly just so you know what they are. If you have my Lightroom though and you downloaded this one, it would have all these settings already for you. But of course when you put save, geez, last time I did something in 3D was for someone else. But anyway, when you put save, when you click on save, make sure your format is on either QuickTime movie or AVI movie. It really doesn't matter, I don't think, if your options are, you know, at best settings and such. Alpha channel is selected, and pretty much, I guess that would be really it. Also, this is on all frames as well. We're probably going to do more frames just because we want it to last a little bit and not look like it's like moving super fast or like keep repeating itself. So we're going to actually make sure we do that. And then probably at the end as well, we'll make a picture of it. But for now, this is pretty good. I think I'm not missing anything, right? All frames, things, the AVI, I think that's pretty good. So that's what those save settings would be for the end of this video. Anyway, so motion. If you guys did not know already, you can start to change like the size of things. You see this here. Let's say if you want our overlay to like, you know, extend out and then do this another extending things, like the two little things or whatever for like, you know, holders for social media or something. So this, oops, I don't mean to change this. But this right here, this is what we want to do. We want to make it like maybe start off as 0, right? And then go like, you know, big, like just some like simple motion right there. You can do this by this little circle right here next to X. If you guys have no clue about Cinema4D, hopefully this is easy to follow. Even I was in Cinema4D for almost like a year and I didn't even know about the keyframing, these little circle things here. Because, you know, Cinema4D is an animated, you know, program and such. So you can do things like this. So let's say we want our thing to last about 65, or we want our motion to go, what, like, it's going to be 30 frames per second, so at, like, you know, 2 seconds or so, a little bit more ahead of that, we'll make sure that our overlay is extended. So, we hold Control, and we change our size to what we want it to be. I think this is good enough, maybe a little bit more smaller, so it's not crazy. I'll say 300, and we'll hold Control, and we'll click on this little circle right here, and this will be it will turn red. So now this means this is keyframe, so no matter what, the size of this x-axis will only be at 300 and it won't change. But if we go back to 0 frames really quickly, and let's say I wanted to start it off at 0, you know, not 300, the size of it, right? After I just press enter, you see it's at 0. Control, click on this, and there you go. Now we have a keyframe, so now when it goes up to the, you know, 3-second or 2-second mark or whatever, it's gonna go 1 second, 2 seconds, and it's gonna pop out just like that. So I think it's a pretty cool little thing. Like if you're like looking at motion designing or just any kind of like motion, you really just want to practicing with this would be pretty cool as well. But you know, you can do whatever you want with this. This is really freaking like obviously like base model kind of. But if you guys have any cool little things, like I'll show you in a second, what we're gonna do for like our second thing here. Let's just say if we want like something pretty cool on like the sides, right? We want something pretty cool on the sides. So you can go into Photoshop, right? You can take your pen tool, and what you can do is if like, you know, if you're doing like an overlay in like 2D, you're doing it, you know, in Cinema4D, or excuse me, in Photoshop, you'd probably do this with like your pen tool. You do the same exact thing. So let's say if I want something like this, something like that, maybe, right? Something like this. I don't know if this is straight. I would make sure this is straight. I'd probably do it in like, you know, solid shape, and then I would pen tool it, but I think that's straight enough for now. But let's say if you want something like this, like on one side here and then the other side like over there, right? Just think about that. If you wanted something like that, you can take this pen tool path. You can go to, I believe it's Edit, or is it File? Yeah, it's File, Export, Path to Illustrator. And we can just take this, make sure it's on Work Path, press OK. And we can just take it on our save file. We'll just name it Overlay, sure, why not? And we'll go back to here. And we can go to either, we can press Control Shift O, I believe it is, to open something up in the same layer, right? And we can just find out where we put that overlay thing. So I think I turned the overlay, just like so. Press open. One size is okay, and there we go. It's gonna bring in. If I just change my camera, it's gonna bring in this little thing that we did, and like a nice little simple spline for us, which I don't have to do it in like, these spline tabs. I don't really use this as much because I don't really believe in it. I don't really like it too much. I think it looks actually really weird. But if I have this here, and let's say if we wanted to, do we want to go out that way? I think, or we do want to do a 360. So I'm going to change my thing to negative 360. Or is it 360? Does it really matter? I just want to change this. 180, boom. All right, cool. I want it to go that direction. And then I want the other one. I'm going to make another one. So I'm going to go ahead and just press, I think it's Control or Alt. It's a Control in Cinema4D to make a duplicate of it. And I'm going to make sure I just switch this back the other way. It should be at 180. Just like so. There we go. And now we have that there as well. So like if I said, if you want to design something in Cinema4D, you can just pen tool it out in Photoshop and then put it in, you know, this little this section here. And it's actually pretty cool. It can turn into 3D by just either you can click on the little AI that you have here. You want to make it to a object. You can hold Alt, go to the Extrude NURBS tab or the Extrude tab, and then or the NURBS tab. I don't know. I haven't been in Cinema4D for a while, so use my rustiness. But you can just go to the Extrude NURBS. You can hold while you're holding Alt. You can click on it, and it'll automatically attach to the Extrude NURBS that you want here. That way it's no longer a spline like this one over here. It's a now it's a cool shape. And now we can just either, or you can just click on Extrude NURBS, take your little AI that you have here, and then throw it inside Extrude NURBS just like so. And then we'll change the size, just like so. We'll make it like 5. I don't know, 5 again. And we'll just move these two things here. I just control click on both of them to select both of them. And we'll make sure they're on top of that. And there we go. Now we have these cool little things here. So now, pretty much, since I already know that I have this motion where I have the base coming out, right? It's going to come out just like so. So what if I wanted to say, like, around 80, I want to have my NURBS do the same exact thing, or the little side things I have do the same exact thing. So I can click on my spline here. And since I'm on my spline, you can still change. I want to see if you can see this. You can still change. What if I just hid this really quickly? You can change the same thing with the x-axis here, or is it the segments here? It is the segments. So you can change the segments to the same thing as you did as the solid shape that you have with the cube here, but we just use like the actual size of it. We're gonna have to use the segments for the the x-axis segments for, you know, just NURBS and stuff that you put in, or AIs that you put in extrude NURBS. I hope I'm not confusing you. Basically, you use for solid shapes you had in Cinema4D, you use this regular old sizing. For things like the you know, spline stuff, you can just change it here on your segments. I think this is segment side, but I don't think you can do it here, right? Can you? Let's just see. No, it'll just move it. So yeah, there you go. Now you guys know how to do that. But let's see if we want to do that, right? So at the end of it, we want to make sure this is all at once. I'm gonna click on both of them really quickly, so I can, you know, keyframe both of them. But I'm gonna hold Control. I'm gonna click on this S here, so now I know that no matter what, at 80 frames, it's gonna make sure it's gonna stay here. So I'm gonna go all the way to 0. No, I'm gonna actually go to where's the cube actually stop? I think it's at what? It's at 65. I'm gonna make it start at 65. That'd be pretty cool. So I'll click. Oops, advanced. I'll click on this, right? I'm going to go ahead and change my sizing to about, what? We'll just change it to 0. That'd be fine. Change it to 0. And then we control click just like so. And then basically we can just see, basically, you know, right? I used to say that so much, I don't want to go back to that. But you can see here, it's at 0 now at 65. So once it's at 65 and the base stops, you'll be able to see that it starts to go just like that. It's a pretty cool little simple animation there, right? I'm just going to change my camera view really quickly again. It'd be easier if I had it in color. I'll make materials as well in a second. I'm just going to make sure you guys can see the difference between them. We'll make one blue, sure. So these will be our little side things that we just did, and then we can put, like, you know, text. We can put, like, the Twitter logo in there or whatever, and this is what will be our base, so you can see it now. So from 0 to 0 will be a 1, 2, and then all of a sudden these come out. And now we can do something in the middle as well for fun. Why not? We can just take this. Let's just say we take like another cube. Why not another cube, right? And we'll just size this cube down. We'll just size this. I'm taking these little points here. That's what I can, like, how I can move only one separate, you know, axis or whatever. I'm gonna move this up here, maybe a little bit more smaller, and I'll take these and make this like so. It's just basically like designing like a nice cool little overlay in Cinema4D. So like I said, this is obviously really time consuming to do stuff like this, but it's really fun, to be honest. As well, by the way, you can also change the like the, how would you say it, the fillet or the radius. How would you just fill it? I guess you can say, if you click on the fillet here, you can change it so it's like nice and like curvy on the outsides, which looks pretty cool as well. I'm just gonna change the radius though, so maybe about like, so it's not too much, not too noticeable, like 1.5 maybe. I think it looks pretty good. Just nice curved, smooth edges here. I'll do the same thing with the cube up here as well. Fillet, what did I have at 1.5? I think it looks really nice, just like that. I'm gonna change the size of this. We'll pull this out, just like so. There we go. It looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, cool. So now what I can do here is I'll probably do the same thing as I did for these little things here. So at 65, or no, at 80, right? At 80 frames, we want the cube size to be at what this is. So it's at what, 60? Let's pick it a nice even number, 64. And we're just gonna click on hold control, click on the little X circle here. That way we keyframe it, and we go to 65, and we change our size to 0 on the X-axis. That way it's gonna be nice and shrinked. And hold control, click again, and there we go. Now we're gonna have a motion where, if I change my camera, we have a motion where we go through. It goes 1 second, 2 seconds, then all of a sudden the cool little things pop out, and boom. And there you go. Now you have a cool little simple motion there. It looks pretty awesome, I think. Let's see what else we want to do here. Maybe we can do like side things on the outside. I don't really want to go too much into it. I just want to show you guys a cool basis. Like you can do whatever. Like you saw me, I just took some AI and put it into Cinema4D as well, just by extracting or exporting it with file export and such, path to Illustrator. So oops, I didn't mean to open that. Oh my goodness, I didn't mean to open that. Alright, so yeah, you can see that there. It's pretty cool. So what I can do here as well is I can just take my text now in MoGraph, MoText. I can just take the object, just let it load in. I have way too many fonts, so it's going to take a little bit. Come on, MoText. Come on. Take this time, guys. If you had to like the video, you should take this time where my texts are loading to like the video, like right now, like boom, like there you go. I know this is freaking awesome. I know you're like really anticipated right now. Trust me, I am too. I'm not sure why MoText has always taken me forever. Anyway, we have the text here. I can change my alignment to middle, so it's nice in the middle, just like so. I think I have which font was it? I think it starts with a K. Everyone's been asking, by the way, like my thumbnail, my new thumbnail font. Hold on, I'll show you guys in a second. I believe it starts with a K. So if I just scroll through here, and I find K's, I believe it is, yes, the K&'s Coffee Buy or whatever. That's the one I've been using lately that everyone's really liking. That's my overlay, my new overlay font. I think it's a pretty cool ass font as well. So there you guys go. If you guys stood for like a little second there, you guys know what font I use for my overlays now. So now when you see people ask, be like, you should have watched the video. All right, cool. We'll just pull that out. We'll put this on black just so you can see it. And there we go. Now we have like our name in there. You can pen tool, or either you maybe be able to Google like how would you say, like Cinema4D AIs for like Twitter icons or whatever, or you can just like get someone who pen tool the Twitter icon, or pen tool it yourself and then put like the Twitter icon here in 3D and put extrude NURBS on it and then put your name there as well. You can do whatever you want with the mode text as well. There's a whole different, like, there's so many things you guys can do. As long as I showed you how to simply keyframe, you can do anything which you really want in these like these other tabs here. You can bend the text, twist things, and then with the same exact way we just keyframed, these little things where like the just basically the size. You can do the same exact thing with any of these effects in here. So just remember you can do that as well. This is all just like base model here. I'm just like trying to show you guys something pretty cool. For like the end result, like I probably showed in the beginning of the video, I did more probably. I took more time on it, but really quickly, I want to show you guys how I made like some really cool, simple materials. I'll probably put like for the 200 like, of course, on the video, you can stick it down below. For the secret download, I'll probably put some cool materials, including like the Lightroom. I don't know. I want to make sure I hook you guys up. So to create a new material, you probably saw me before, but I press create and I press new material. So I'm just gonna take this black I have here, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna change this black to a cool little. I want to make this like a nice silver. Some kind of like, just a nice grayish tone. What would we say? Like maybe 55? We're just going to change all the RGBs to 55, so it's a nice gray here. And maybe a little higher. What, 10? Would that be good? No, that's darker. I'm going to go up. So what, like 110, 110, 110. Would that look good? That's a pretty nice gray. All right, cool. And we're going to change this. We're going to right click on the, if you guys never knew how to change the icon or change the shadowing of like the icon here, you just press the right click on the little icon here and just change it to be either like soft shadow, I believe. That would look pretty good. And you can right click as well to rotate it if you want to make like a cool material pack or something. That's how you rotate things. So we're going to go ahead and just click on reflection. We're going to take our reflection, going to go to texture here, and we're going to change it to about, I think, what, yeah, gradient's fine. And we're going to make sure we have our blurriness on about maybe like a 15 or 10 or so. You can always change it, because when you have a sky on, it's going to reflect the sky, the quote-unquote sky icon to it. That's what we have an HDRI for, just to give it a little nice reflections, like realistic reflections or whatever. So make sure the blurriness is on, so that way you don't see actual trees in your material or whatever. Anything you want to do else, I mean, we can do like a simple bump maybe. Let's put on like a nice noise here. Or change our strength to 1. It's not massive bumps. And we'll make sure we'll select the coolest, I don't know, like steel texture. Really none of these right now. I don't really want to mess around with this, but I'll put it on this one for now. And then we'll just take this. We're going to duplicate this one actually. So Control CV. I want to make this one darker now though. So we'll put this on 25, 25, 25. And that's a nice darker material now than the other one. So I'll just change the rotation of it. Why not? Boom, cool rotation. And we'll change that to the blue one. And if I just quickly render this out, you're able to see like the very nice, like that's the reflection that we're looking at now. But you guys can see what we're doing here. It looks pretty nice. Obviously I didn't put a texture on the font, or the text, or like the white, cube I have here as well. But I don't know, the gray's looking okay, but I really do like how this like reflection is looking right here. So if you guys want to make it more reflection, just take a light, pull it forward with the blue axis. We'll give it a little more reflection, see what it looks like. Yeah, that's not too bad. It looks pretty cool, but of course, mess around with your materials, and as well, like you make sure that you're in like, the setting. When you start to render it out, and you have a camera, I would say either delete the camera or make sure your camera is on this selection. That way, when you render it out, this is what's gonna render. It's gonna render in this like screen proportion. So make sure you can see the lettering and such. So this is what it'd be like. Let's see. Excuse me. And that wouldn't be too bad at all, actually. So yeah, actually I'm gonna put a material on this so it's not extremely awkward. There we go. What it look like now? Whatever, that looks pretty cool. But the cool thing about this is just like you can do whatever you want to do with this simple keyframing, and you can see here, boom, 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 it just comes out. Let me just make this gray so you guys see the other cube. You know, it goes like that, and it comes out like that, and the text would just be there as well, just sitting there. Or you can put the text, you can give some kind of like animation to the text with either like the distorts in here, or just changing the size like we did to the other splines. But that'll be our first video for today, so that'll be pretty cool. I think this is going to be a really cool experience for me to post more, just so I can post things that I really want to post and not feel like terrible about because it's not like crazy, like cool and whatever. So this is going to be a really fun experience for me, guys. If you guys want to see more videos like this, or, you know, we're going to be in Cinema4D a lot, actually. I'm not going to lie, because I really want to show you guys some other cool stuff that I just like randomly like thought of, and I just want to be able to show it to you guys. So me posting more than once a week is going to be a thing now, so please leave a like, drop the craziest support on this video. I really, really appreciate it. So don't forget to check out my Sellfy, sellfy.com/SOHQ for any pre-mates and packs. It's always $5. Also, check out the Everything Pack to get everything in my store, including feature products for free, just for one price of $30, of course. But any future product that comes out is going to be free emailed to you, as well as everything that's on my Sellfy currently will be, of course, downloaded on that purchase. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really can't wait to see what happens. And make sure you guys know that the settings will be saved. Usually in this Lightroom, I'll make sure I save them perfectly in the Lightroom, or just make sure you just copy them here, save them to wherever you guys want to save them to. Aiming inclusion, sharpen, and such like that will look good. Other than that, guys, I really want to see what you guys can do with this. I think it's going to be pretty fun for you guys, just to like mess around with and such. And I will try to put some materials in. Make sure to remember the Lightroom. But yeah, thank you guys so much. This is what you out. Peace.